When people talk about how strong the Straw Hats are, I never really hear these names come up. It's usually Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. But people really do be forgetting that these guys are like all ridiculous powerhouses in their own right, and they were all established in the world of One Piece before they even joined the Straw Hats. Like first, you got Frankie, who was the captain of his own bounty hunting guild. So when people talk about how we don't see a lot of bounty hunters, Frankie and his crew, that's what they were. And while his gang wasn't like especially strong, I did not forget that the first time we saw Frankie in action, he went toe-to-toe with Luffy, and that fight was still inconclusive. Like, this was before Luffy got his gear, so he wasn't even guaranteed to win this one. And then let's just add on top of that the fact that he was on Vegapunk's old island Punk Hazard, had a lot of his old tech, and was like, let me put this stuff to good use, and he made some of the most broken stuff in the series. For example, despite how strong the Seraphim are, Frankie can kill them with his Radical Beam, because it is modeled after the ones that they use. Vegapunk saw Frankie was about to do this, was like, hold on, just shut the whole test down. I don't want to lose these inventions that quickly. And next up, we got Brook, who is yet another captain that has subjugated themselves to Luffy. And to be honest, I don't even really know where to begin with all the things that he was able to do. But he was able to steal poneglyphs from Big Mom. He's like one of the only people in the world of One Piece that can actually interact and damage her homies. And I may be speculating here, but I've always kind of felt like after we got to the post-time skip, Brook's Devil Fruit kind of seems awakened, doesn't it? Because the power of the Revive fruit was just like, make you revive after you died. It said nothing about making your soul come out your body and giving you all these icy soul powers. Yet look at Brook here, that's exactly what he's doing. It didn't matter if we were dealing with pirates as weak as Horty, or ones as strong as Big Mom, he always finds a way to be clutch. Then you got Nico Robin, who was literally the right hand of a former warlord, who even Crocodile was able to vouch for the intelligence and leadership skills of. Like, imagine somebody having those leadership qualities, but then they subjugate themselves to another leader who's like, way more foolish. And as far as combat goes, Robin's combat style has always been one of my favorite in the entire series, because the way that she be beating people's ass is like super creative. Like, imagine if she actually killed Tashigi here. How would you report this death to your higher-ups? Was it suicide? Did she stab herself in her throat? What happened here? And then on top of being able to make hands come out of anywhere to break your spine whenever she pleases, she can also use Fishman Karate on top of all of that. So even in the face of higher-ups and a Yonko crew, she can stand tall like, hey, I got control of the entire situation here. Like, Black Maria was talking all that good mess about how she was going to easily beat up Robin, I'm going to break her limbs and then hand her to Kaido. And Sanji's sitting there listening to this like, don't underestimate Nico Robin. She will fold you like a lawn chair. And then she quite unironically got folded like laundry. And then of course we got Jimbe, who's just a whole warlord. Man's fought somebody as strong as Ace basically to a standstill, even though Ace was able to get up afterward. Blocked kill shots from Akainu that were aimed at killing Luffy. And even if weakened and he didn't do much damage, he can still send somebody like Big Mom packing with his Fishman Karate. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure Jimbe is just the strongest fishman in the series, and I don't really think there's a debate to that. And after you understand how strong all of these dudes are individually, when they come together and they're able to remove Big Mom from the live floor, it makes a lot of sense. It's real weird to me that people look at this and they try to downplay Big Mom even though they didn't do much damage, when you should be looking at this situation like, yo, these dudes were able to really get Big Mom up out of here. And it makes perfect sense because Frankie is hitting Big Mom in the face with a motorbike that he made out of Vegapunk's old technology, so you know it's something serious. And then Brook's the only person in this world that can interact with Big Mom's soul powers, so of course he can cut through Zeus and Prometheus. Meanwhile, Jimbe is an expert at Fishman Karate, so of course he can grab Big Mom and judo throw her over here. And Robin has some of the best utility we've ever seen in the series, so of course she can follow up on pretty much anything that they do to get Big Mom from here to here outside of Onigashima. So instead of trying to use it as a moment to like downplay Big Mom for whatever reason, use it as a moment to understand that outside of Luffy, Law, and Zoro, Luffy still has a crew of former warlords, right hands to warlords, and former captains underneath him. These guys were all pirates or bounty hunters in the New World for a reason, and they were all well established before Luffy came along. And when they put their forces together, there's very little in this world that they cannot do. Quick side note, from now until like April 23rd, I'm going to be having a sale in my shop while One Piece is on break. So when you go to the Etsy shop and you put in the discount code ONEPIECEBREAK, you should be able to get 20% off on anything that you buy from that shop. There are Kaido prints, Prime Big Mom prints, and in a few days, Shanks is also going to be available in the same shop. The link will be in my bio.